Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm Monk, and today I'm going to be showing you Age of Empires 2. Now this game has recently released on consoles. Now this is absolutely amazing. This is a classic game that's been developed by World's Edge and published by Xbox Game Studios. Or at least that's the console version. Now, like I said, this game has been on PC for many years, and I think that a lot of people will remember this from way back when. For me, this holds a special place in my childhood, so I'm really excited to see this finally on console and on Xbox and on Game Pass. Yes, that's right, this game is part of Game Pass, but if you don't have Game Pass and you want to buy it, you can actually buy it for as little as £15. That to me is screaming such a buy, so cheap, such a good purchase for that money. You have got loads of hours of gameplay within this, even if you want to just do the stories, if you don't want to do the multiplayer version. This game, Age of Empires 2, is fantastic. And for those of you that don't know, this is a real-time strategy game in which you end up being whoever you want to do. You can play from all different nations and, historical empires. You basically have to wipe your opponents off the map. Now, the campaigns are pretty good. There are a lot of campaigns within this game as well. There are some DLCs that you can also buy for additional campaigns, but even without those DLCs, this game offers an awful lot of content. And for anyone that's actually into real-time strategy games, this really could be the game for you if you've never played Age of Empires 2 before, or an Age of Empires game. Now is the time to do so. Personally, I found this to be a little bit of a slower paced strategy game. It certainly takes a while to kind of understand the game if you've never played before and to actually get a conquest within motion. I was really pleased with just the amount of maps that this game boasted, how many it had to offer. There are a serious lot of maps, a lot of them being, huge maps as well, which would take you an awful long time to completely conquer and wipe the AI off if you choose to go down that way. One of the things I was quite pleased with though was the tutorial. Quite often when it comes to strategy games, big strategy games, the tutorials suck. They really do suck. You really have to try and figure out how to play the games. I can mention a ton, that being Stellaris or Crusader Kings and Bannerlords even. These are games that you kind of have to work together to understand how to play the games. But that isn't the case with Age of Empires because the tutorial is so good. It really does help you, hold you hand by hand, help you understand the game, help you understand what the different buildings do. And by the end of the tutorial, I felt like I really understood what I was doing and where I was going when it comes to moving forward with this game. One of the things that I also liked about Age of Empires 2 is that it is voice acted.
We could not make camp in the damp forest glade, so I led my companions along an old path towards the base of the mountain. It was overgrown with all manner of foliage, and the footing was difficult. Armor and weapons littered the path, and stakes stood tall, covered.
Now, for me, the voice acting does a great job of actually getting you engaged in a story campaign that you happen to be playing. Because like I said, there are a ton of campaigns in this, all of them unique, all of them different, all of them using different types of troops, unique troops to, that nation as well. And it's a story at the beginning, the voice acting at the beginning that actually engages you into the game. So I really like that. Glad that it's involved in it. Apparently, I cannot remember even playing this way back when, but apparently it was always voice acted way back when too, so it's not just in it for the remaster, which again I just think is quite nice. I think that it is really good that they've added that into a strategy game that really didn't need to be part of it. All in all, having played this game for quite a few hours since release on console, I'm really happy with the way it actually plays out. It's not clunky. Everything seems to be, works just fine. It works great with the controller. I haven't had no issues at all. No dashboarding or lag or anything like that. This game plays as intended, which is fabulous. And I've actually managed to have some multiplayer games as well. I thought that was going to crash out. I thought it was going to be really laggy, but once again, the game seems to be performing very, very well. Now, I know this is a super old game that's been remastered and then added a console, and so maybe you expect it to be, work well because it's an older game. But you know what? I think that they've done a great job with this port, and I'm really glad to see it finally on console. Personally, I've been waiting for Harry Potter to pop out, so I'm glad to finally have a game to kind of bridge that gap until it does appear. And of course, guys, if anyone watching wants a game, let me know down in the comments. Maybe join the Discord. The link for that will be down in the description, and we can have a game. It'd be nice to get some Age of Empires players involved and together. Now, I'm not going to give this game a scored review. I don't think it's fair. This is a extremely old game. Lots of people are going to be familiar with it. I'm pumped that it's finally available on console and available to a wider audience. And I just want to encourage more people to jump into this game, give it a go, because it's a lot more in depth than perhaps the graphics give it credit for. But if you've stayed around to the very end of the review, a big thank you to you guys. Don't forget to comment Red Banana down below, just confuse all those people that didn't stick to the end or that are new to the channel. And don't forget, I have recently released a dystopian cyberpunk novel. It's available as paperback or as ebook, and it's completely free on Kindle Unlimited. And that book is Seven Broken and Bound. And lastly, closing this video off, I just want to say how impressed I was with how well this game and my system, being on the Xbox Series S, has handled just the sheer amount of troops you can have on a screen at one time. You have full control over this game when it comes to setting up a skirmish campaign, for instance. You can change a lot of the settings, including the amount of troops you can have at one time, that being number 500 troops. And of course, you can have multiple factions that you're going to be going up against, and I just thought that the system and the game handled that number very, very well. But until next time, I've been a monk, we've been Critically Clueless, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.
Arlo. Nianaga. Bargara. Bonid.